but we're live right now to you in your perspective. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the first exciting day of Overwatch. We have the University of Hartford taking on the University of St. Thomas. I don't know about you, but I've done this much research into the University of St. Thomas, but I have been there for a lot of scrimmages for the University of Hartford. I've got the Scrimbucks, and I think we've got some spicy comps coming out. What do you think?
I think that we got some spicy comps coming out. I also think that we have a spicy team this year. UHart has definitely been grinding over the summer and trying to put their best foot forward. I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm really excited to see, because I've been taking a step back, what they're actually going to end up running, especially in this brand new meta that we have. So I'm very excited to see what UHart is able to bring to St. Thomas here.
And we are going to get right into the first match.
Yeah. And it looks like UHart is rolling out on a bubble comp here. Really, really important to see the difference in the comps here, because we have the Zarya on one side on UHart's, and on right side we have Joker playing the JQ, and there's just two different playstyles that are going to be going head to head here. But they do both want to kind of get in there and brawl, but in two slightly different ways. One's a brawl, one's more of a rush. And let's see, because UHart has control of the point here, and already gets a pick. That's incredible.
Cranky finding a massive kill onto Hef gives just complete freedom to the University of Hartford and their rush style comp. Because as I was going to make a comment of, Trueblade 16 had some dangerous positioning where he was pretty isolatable by Hef on the Mei. But again, Cranky finds that shot early. And now we see St. Thomas switching their composition. They got the ball. They got Soldier and Pharah now. Full swap. Kiriko, the only remaining member from First Fight.
Yeah, and that's a full comp swap from Thomas here, and it's very, very interesting to see that they kind of give up on their idea instead of trying to just find a better way to execute. They think that the ball is going to work better against Zarya, and I don't necessarily know whether or not that's true, but I think that the Pharah Mercy is definitely a great shout, especially on this map. Kind of classic when it comes to this comp, or to this map with this comp. So we'll see as the PD comes in, an engagement goes out, but the Bastion just goes into the turret and has that extra armor, gets refreshed immediately, and is able to just live.
And Orimaru finds the kill onto Miller. And I was going to ask you, what does the University of Hartford have to do in order to really find the success they're looking for? Now,
right now against their comp, nothing.
Right now, they can just be pleasantly sitting on the objective, just melting the ball whenever he comes in. As long as Orimaru is disciplined with his use of the turret form, he'll be able to eviscerate the Wrecking Ball every time he shows his ugly face. And I will also note, Cranky opts to... Oh! That's a bit of a caster curse, I guess. Cranky opts over to the Echo to try and deal with the Pharah. Although, as things have been going, honestly, the Sojourn seemed like it could have been working just as well. Or
yeah, be able to deal...
Sim, I meant.
Yeah, the Sim is definitely like maybe a better shout when it comes to the 50% slow than you get from the turrets set up, especially if you set them up on point. Ball just doesn't have the opportunity to roll through, and that's why I kind of said you don't really have to do much here. Zarya just kind of needs to live, needs to make sure that they keep on bubbling the Bastion, and you can see the ball doesn't get a lot of value. They just have to keep on rolling through it every time that there's a fleeting effort. Orimaru into the turret form is able to just do so much damage, and he doesn't even die from a barrage happening on top of his face, but F is able to find two, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as we 100-0 University of Hartford already taking Lijiang Tower. It's incredible.
And we see Revan hitting the Kovacs on the Wrecking Ball Mines as he uses his celebratory amplification matrix as Hartford takes, as you said, a clean 100-0. And I'm curious if they're going to make any compositional swaps and adaptations coming into this second round. We see Joker now opting into the Reinhardt. So we see a Reinhardt Symmetra. I have fear for this Junkrat. I will say it right now. Miller on the Junkrat is either going to be incredibly oppressive to the University of Hartford squad, or frankly, just a target that they can capitalize on.
Yeah, when they were on the former projectile character on the Pharah, it was a little bit more them just kind of existing. Now with the Junkrat in a close quarter space, they do get the first pick here, or they get to point fast, which is really, really good for the University of Hartford. But that Junkrat is still just going to rain fire on them, and yep, they find that conk mine. They're able to finish off, and Lamp is already out early for UHart.
I believe Cranky got stuck in a Junkrat trap, in fact. He was just stranded on the objective. Nothing his teammates could do. Orimaru going for a bubble turret play, finding a lot of damage, nothing falling just quite yet though. Joker brought down to just 100 HP, able to live in. Oh! Zatara gets the boop kill with the assistance of Miller.
I see Miller.
And just like that, the University of Hartford recognizes the situation they're in and make a couple character swaps. Orimaru switches off the Bastion to the Mei as Cranky switches to the Bastion of themselves.
Yeah, and I just got to give a shout out to Cranky here. I love the shake and bake. I love the hit scan presence that he has, and I think that Joe's real traits on the Mei here are going to be fantastic for him to be able to just isolate this Reinhardt and allow for Jay or Cranky to just completely destroy their shield, and they just have very little resources to actually deal with it. And we're kind of seeing that come to fruition right now as the wall comes out. Reinhardt isn't necessarily trapped, but no shield, very low, and they're all just sitting on point. If Jay gets healed up, if Cranky's able to swing here, maybe with the next turret in 2 seconds, this could be very large. The amplification matrix goes down. Beat is out, and here's a tire from the backline though. Miller finds just the emo.
The immortality field though. Immortality field keeps his entire team alive through the Riptire, and Cranky does find one. The entirety of the University of Hartford are still alive in this fight, even though 3 ultimates from St. Thomas got used, and now the University of Hartford have 100 charge Zarya just raining terror onto the squishies of St. Thomas. And what a clean fight win with, I believe, 1 ultimate expended by Revan.
Yeah, it was just the window there, and you just see so much damage coming out because the Baptiste combination here with the the fight has already started as the Sim comes through with the photonic barrier. The shatter gets completely blocked, not only by Orimoru's left shift, but also by the bubble from Pepin by True Blade 16. That's incredible, as Cricky's then able to find another kill. Joe's able to follow up with another one, and that's such a fleeting effort from the photonic shield. The Sim is able to get nothing with that, and I'm expecting a swap here for St. Thomas.
A swap we would expect, but none it seems we see. So, as we were approaching that fight, I was really thinking to myself, True Blade 16 is going to have to be disciplined with these Zarya bubbles. But, I mean, right now, he's at 100 charge, and now still has 2 bubbles available. He has managed to hold on to this charge the entire round, and my lord, I wish I could see his damage numbers.
Yeah, and the menace here, Joe, on Orimoru, on the Mei here, just doing a fantastic job of being able to find these kills mid-fight. However, Revan does go down. Very tough shout right now, as so does Orimoru. The Bastion with the turret form, getting the Sim low, and is able to finish it off. This might have to just be a clean fight. And of course it is, as the Kiriko gets out for St. Thomas. And University of Hartford still resting control over this Lijiang point.
Another fight True Blade 16 does not die in. He's coming into this next one with a minimum 50 charge, as we see the Reinhardt walking in now.
Takes that fire strike just for the fuck of it. Absolutely just needs that energy, but it's going to be provided easily as Miller's just firing spam into point and is easily able to take that with just a couple of bubbles, or even just 1 bubble, not even wasting cooldowns. So the window comes out early, 90%. This is going to be last fight, and the tire goes in the backline. That's the worst scary thing from
this could be dangerous. Finds 1 and the immortality field, as again a lot of ultimates expended by St. Thomas just to actually, win the fight finally. And Joker does find Revan, really late death by Revan, but not the end of the world.
True Blade 16, the only person that can kill him is himself apparently, as True Blade 16 jumps off the map. A clean reset there for University of Hartford. They're playing pretty on the ball here, seem rather dialed in, as they're going to have to make another wide play. No TP shenanigans, as they have swapped off of the Sim very long ago. But University of Hartford can just take it nice and slow and just break shield, walk in nice and slow.
Last fight territory here for the University of Hartford. Orimaru looks for the Mei wall onto Joker, but doesn't find anything. Simwall, the only thing available for Hef and the side of St. Thomas is True Blade. Finds 1, Cranky finds another with both of their ultimates. The sound barrier. Oh, Joker just absolutely styles on True Blade as he throws him off the map. Kiriko, though, the only one remaining for the side of St. Thomas, as Aligo falls and the Lucio is unable to touch, as the University of Hartford Overwatch takes map number 1.
And that was a really impressive effort from University of Hartford. I think they just had a better understanding of their composition, especially against a JQ and then into a Ryan TPing onto point. That point is incredibly well known for Reinhardt being very, very effective, but I think any speed decrease, any pace decrease from St. Thomas, especially with that comp overall against a Zarya, just allows the Zarya to capitalize. Zaryas like to wait, they like to build energy and charge, use their bubbles, especially now with their allies, like a Bastion, practically existing kind of like a tank. It's incredibly impressive to see University of Hartford finding their pace, finding their rhythm, and easily going up 1-0 against St. Thomas here for their first inaugural match this year.
And I gotta say, I was really quite happy with how the University of Hartford performed there. Again, it's hard to get a perspective of the actual skill level that we're seeing on both sides, because both teams seem to be relatively balanced. My biggest concern going into this match was what and how the University of Hartford would react to seeing a few creative compositions, I'll say. I wouldn't typically expect to see a Junkrat. We don't see too much Reinhardt in the meta. Obviously, we have Chadi and the London Spitfire doing magical things on it. Not enough to beat Boston, but I mean, no bias.
No bias.
No bias. Where's my
No bias
hat?
here.
No bias. Anyways.
I
Oh, it's. I meant to hang it up behind me. Whatever. Next time. But that being said, they also played some other weird comps, right? We saw the Wrecking Ball. We saw Pharmacy. A lot of, just disruptive, kind of annoying characters to play into. And for some teams, that can be really detrimental. Now, as we're preparing to go into this next map, we're waiting for St. Thomas to make their map selection and us to actually launch into the game. Let's take a brief moment to thank our sponsor, Pinocchio Pizza. They gave us a pizza for the cost of a pizza today, and it tasted like pizza. They make Hawaiian, the best dough you'll ever find in Wilton, the town of Wilton, Connecticut, might I tell you that. The dough, good. The Hawaiian, good. The better part, they put bacon on it, great. I don't know what I would do without my fresh hot pizza. Today's special, fresh veg, pepperoni, handmade crust.
Thank you, Pinocchios. We're fed by Pinocchios.
Fed by
We
Pinocchios.
run on Pinocchios.
Amen.
And we do get a map pick here, and it's going to be very interesting, especially when we see a lack of Zarya from St. Thomas. You would assume that a team that doesn't want to show off something like a Zarya, especially in the current meta, especially on Lijiang where it could be effective for them to run Zarya, and they don't run it, they want to go Eichenwalde here. So this is very interesting to kind of peer behind the curtain and see what has St. Thomas actually been thinking about, what have they been scrimming, what have they been preparing, have they found our VODs, do they know that Uhart is proficient in the Zarya here? I don't know if they do, especially when we're going to Eichenwalde, a map that's very, very good for specifically the Zarya Bastion comps that we've been seeing run rampant in the meta currently. So without that knowledge from UST, it could be very dangerous for UST going into this matchup on this map when we have somebody as good as Triple 16 playing the Zarya in such good form as we saw last map on Lijiang.
Based on what we saw during map 1, I have one heavy expectation. I see many teams opting into Eichenwalde so they can run the Pharmacy. A lot of teams like to play Pharmacy. There's a really high ceiling. There's a lot of just flank routes that only a Pharmacy can access. And I will say, the University of Hartford has spent many times having some difficulty against the Pharmacy. Over those scrims, though, they have built up that experience, and they have become much more comfortable adapting to it, and they've kind of decided on a couple tools that they can just select and be like, hey, we see a Pharmacy, this is what we do. And that just extra little checkbox that they add to the repertoire can make monumental differences in matches and situations just like this one.
Yeah, and the thing is, in most comps, you don't even need to necessarily swap when you have a Pharmacy coming down and breathing down your neck. Just because they're doing a lot of damage, just because they're taking these off angles, it can be very difficult, especially if you play into it. However, you could just switch up your playstyle. You don't necessarily need to swap an entire comp. Even swapping individual characters might be too much of a change, and you might end up on something like a Frankenstein comp, which I actually feel UST was kind of ending up on rather often last map. They kept on swapping situationally, reacting individualistically, rather than as a team with a four-set plan that they can actually follow through, try and flowchart, and just get the process of executing down. It seems they're more attached to ideas than they are to execution, and I think that the Uhart team, in the opposite, is very, very good at actually sticking to the holistic idea by just trying and repping out execution after execution. Granted, I don't even think that there was actually any real pushback from UST last map, so I'm hoping for a little bit more of a gigabanger. I don't want to just see our Uhart team just roll through all nice and easy. A dub is a dub at the end of the day, but let's maybe build something. Let's build some character off of these moments, because every moment is an opportunity to learn and grow, and I think Uhart has been doing a fantastic job so far. But first match of the season, I'd love to see, clean 3-0, but I think, a dominant, just putting them down because they put up a fight, also really feed the soul for a lot of these players.
Absolutely. Now, as we're approaching the end of our first intermission between maps, I would like to take a brief moment to read through some of our lovely comments for our Twitch viewers at home. Starting out, big shout out to Super Hoopla. First comment of the stream saying woo, followed by woo, which, woo! Yeah, baby, that's what I've been waiting for. Also, big shout out to STbo420 saying hi, Peter. Love to see it.
Sam.
Love to see it. We love that. And then, of course, a little bit of Twitch fan support of the Boston Uprising. We all love them. Obviously, a little bit of New England bias, and I mean Smurf is just so cute. Also,
so attractive. I mean,
also,
it might actually be the most attractive team on the league.
Also, don't forget though, they also have Smurf and they're blue, so they essentially have blue Smurf cat.
Stop,
we live,
stop, no.
we love,
no,
we lot down.
I've been sadly introduced to UHeart's terrible meme channel and the internal schematics of their memeology, and it is, how I say, dumb, and brainless, and lacking.
Let me let me propose a trade. You open an Instagram message from me. Also, you. Monday left me broken. Tuesday I was through with hoping. Wednesday my empty arms were open.
Anybody could understand.
Thursday waiting for love, waiting for love.
And there's like a setup to the joke, and then there's like a punchline to the joke, and like typically you could follow between all of them. And for some reason, all of their memes that they send to each other are just like, they're not even punchlines, nor are they setups. They're just kind of like words put together, like sentences, really.
Of course,
it's really odd, and it makes no sense whatsoever. It's painful. However, they are still some of the funniest and greatest Overwatch players that I personally have the pleasure of knowing and getting to coach. And I'm very excited to see UHeart start up this map. We do have some tech issues, so if you're waiting just like we are, welcome. There's a 90-second delay as well, so when we actually start 90 seconds later, you guys will actually be getting the feed. But for all of our Twitch users, thank you guys for watching. Once again, we're sponsored by Pinocchio's Pizza, apparently.
Of course.
Besides that,
did I
a couple tech issues before we go into Eichenwalde.
Did I not tell you about the fat stacks that they paid me for the sponsorship deal?
The fat stacks that we paid them for a pizza.
well,
we exchanged money for the product that they gave us, and no other money changed hands at all.
I mean, I don't know. I think a bit of a sponsorship deal is we pay them money and they provide a do we sponsor Pinocchio Pizza?
Do we sponsor? No.
Do we sponsor them? Because we're the ones that gave them money. What's going on here?
We give them money, and they could be putting a stream on inside of the restaurant. We don't know. We're not there. I think I'm gonna have to call Pinocchio. Or see him in person. I want to make sure I know whether or not he's lying.
Hey Siri, call Pinocchio Pizza.
I really hope that you have oh man. Really hope you had a contact. Really hope this phone call is like your grandmother or something.
Hello, yes? Yeah, I just had to order a pizza. What would I like on it? I would like Monday left me broken.
I knew it was coming. I felt it in my bones.
Yeah, of course you did. By the words that I've heard in the match chat while we're waiting for this lobby to set up, it sounds like they are waiting for a substitute. Joker.
They say they are.
Joker, the Mr. Reinhardt chief.
I'll believe them when
requested
we actually go
it.
to match.
And I will say, as we I'll hit the transition. Excuse me. It does appear that we have Renji in for Zatara. Zatara was the Lucio player in the previous map. Ooh, I don't know if anyone else noticed this. Joker just added a spicy new icon for his.
Okay, wait, that's fire. Wait, that's fire. Hello?
That's actually really cool.
How long has this been in? What?
I have
2022.
no idea.
Bro, that's fire. All right, everyone, look through your Overwatch until you find where that is, because that's incredible. We're in game, man.
Bad news. Dusty, the host of this match, did not get the memo, and we're just gonna have to watch some Overwatch instead. I know, a bummer for everyone at home, but we'll try to make it as bearable as possible for you.
Even the casters are mad, and by the casters I mean me.
I'm gonna take a little trip down the road, see where it goes. Well, we
also in
wait.
game taking a trip.
Wait.
To go another direction.
Do they drive on the left or the right side of the road in Germany?
In Germany, they drive on the left. Scary car noises.
Alright, anyways, back on to the regularly scheduled broadcast. We are looking at a similar composition that we saw played during the night market for the University of Hartford. We have Trueblade on the Zarya, Orimaru on the Mei, Cranky, Bastion, Revan, Baptiste, and Lucio for Mr. Blackout. On the other side, we're looking at Joker on the Junker Queen. I love the little bit of alliteration. Hef on the Sojourn. Oh, Lord. People aren't in the right slots, and this is going to drive me crazy. Miller is running the Lucio today. Ali go again on the Kiriko, and the Renji Genji. That's beautiful.
Actually, a lot of assimilation on this team, and we haven't even been able to talk about the name game because these games have just been going rather quickly. However, largely because of the pacing that we have from UST here, as they get in really fast, and they're able to already find the Bastion here. Renji on the Genji, doing a fantastic job of just isolating, or maybe even just fragging out. Semper frag this guy, as they're already up one and they're making presence on the point, but they're slowing down, and this pace slowdown could be incredibly good for UHeart, as long as they don't lose a Mei here. Orimaru in the left shift. Renji looking good. Oh, as they're able to get the Orimaru right outside of it, and that slash was incredible as the Baptiste does fall right after. And then now with the two remaining members of UHeart, seems like they're just going to try and stall out for time as long as they possibly can, as Trueblade 16 also goes down.
This Renji Genji is a bit of a beast so far, I'm not going to lie. He pumped out a crazy amount of damage, and now as we look to the percentages at the top of our screen, we see most of the University of Hartford around the 50% mark. Well, Renji Genji is at 96 already, about to pull it out before like this second fight even begins.
And this is incredible. I mean, they have such good presence. UST is doing a great job of trying to control this castle. They're not even allowing UHeart to get inside. They back up a little bit and allow UHeart to go up top, but they're following close behind as Joker on the Junker Queen decides to actually back out, as does Renji. But they have the blade available, and this could be incredibly detrimental to the University of Hartford.
Oh, and Cranky gets pulled down! Beautiful knife by Joker, and he just gets absolutely run over. Orimaru looking to try and make a redemption of his teammate, but kind of find himself in no man's land now.
Well, backed up by Trueblade 16, who decided to take the dive with him, and nobody has died yet. University of Hartford trying to hold this space. However, no bubbles and 200 HP does mean a dead Zarya for most, as Revan tries to get out, actually shoots the deflect and does more damage to himself, takes the plunge into the pit, is able to maybe get this Mega and then get out, as the confusing, circuitous pathing that he's taking decides to get him away from the other enemy team rather easily.
At this point, due to the lack of blade used in that previous fight, it has given time for the University of Hartford to build up some of the ultimates on their own. Blackout specifically has the sound barrier at his disposal, but I'm still curious.
No.
Alright, so anyways, moving on, the University of Hartford popping their ultimates and just finding the value. Sound barrier was used to counteract the Junker Queen ult, and that's going to be some dangerous territory as we're approaching Renji Genji with the blade, potentially a rush blade. A lot of ultimates available for the University of St. Thomas.
And that was great from the University of Hartford, biding their time and not allowing that blade to be used early. Just made that sure that they had two abilities that were absolutely necessary, the beat and then obviously gravity, to make sure that the JQ wasn't able to capitalize off of their aggressive rampage. The blade is still available here, and there's 4 ultimates online. It might not even need them, as Joker's able to find Cranky again.
I have to say,
again, Joker starting off with amazing picks. Oh, he's whipping the blade out!
Whoa.
The blade is out! He's found 1 kill. Blackout does go down. He didn't even need to go after the Lucio that hard. However, here's the freeze. Could be incredibly influential. Joker doesn't die, however, and the freeze comes out and they get nothing. University of Hartford stalling for time, but this is going to be a 5-minute total time bank. Sorry, 4 minutes and 30 seconds for UST going into 3rd point here.
We see a couple swaps. Oh, he goes for the Ghost Dash, but messes it up, and he falls in place.
Let's go. We needed that. We needed that so much.
And now
University of Hartford able to regain their composure.
A couple hero swaps coming out. We see Trueblade switching over to the Junker Queen, as well as Orimuru on the Genji. Dangerous dash, going super aggressively, but making it count. Doesn't find any death, but no kills either, so it's a net neutral, but space gained.
Space gained and a kill as Renji goes down to Trueblade 16.
Exactly. University of St. Thomas opts to regain that space with the use of the Kitsune Rush, and it definitely works, as we see now Cranky going back in, trading the space, 1-for-1, one ult.
That's a break.
Well, call this man a chef, because he's cooking.
He is.
Cooking with
is able to push them all the way back.
Cooking with physics, perhaps, because he's shaking. Maybe. No?
Maybe? Perhaps? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Coming into this next fight, though, Trueblade's gonna have the Junker Queen Rampage available. Orimuro close to the blade. Equally, though, Renji has his own. Revan opts to use the ult, trying to hold the space forward, but he gets pushed right off of it.
I'm sorry. How did the Genji just railgun a Sojourn? Oh, the Sojourn shot the deflect as Orimuro finds a huge pick to start off this fight and cancel an entire ultimate. Oh, but dies to the Renji. The Renji Genji able to capitalize here as he gets another on Blackout. However, it is still even technically, but Renji whips out the blade and finds 2 more to kind of finish off this fight. And this card is now rounding the last corner with 3 minutes still on the board for UST. University of Hartford is going to have to mount a very good defense here, as they're just going to be able to touch maybe with 2 to 3 characters.
This could be dangerous, but again, lots of powerful ultimates available. Trueblade finds a massive ultimate, but doesn't find any kills on the back of it. Opts to shoot the deflecting Genji, just to show a little bit of dominance. This could still be very dangerous, as Orimuru coming back with the blade available. Gonna try and turn this around for his team. Finds the Renji Genji, messes up the dash, unfortunately, and opts to just take the losses. Takes 1 kill. Gets out. Lucio brought to 1 HP, but instantly healed. Orimuru running, trying to live, as Trueblade just still holding it down on the Junker Queen.
That was an incredibly good effort from the Blade. Great recognition as well to just back out of a fight when he's low HP and the Suzu has already been used. That's just a gain on top of a gain, as Cranky is able to help out with a headshot onto Hugh Hefner and is just able to just body and push them all the way back to their spawn, burning another 1.5 minutes off his clock. We complained a couple seconds ago about there being an issue with 3 minutes left rounding that last corner, and we're now back to rather normal times for this 3rd point last corner fight. The University of Hartford technically up ultimates here with Cranky having a railgun available.
Opts to pop it right off the rip. The Queen running straight at him, but all of the enemy team misses their cooldowns, and Cranky just takes out the Renji right off the start with the end of his ultimate. And now the University of Hartford up 1 in this situation, looking to press the advantage. Orimuru goes extremely deep, doesn't fall, and that's a net equal, but Revan is taken out with a good headshot by Hef. And I gotta say, Hef is kind of like, it's kind of a good name. I kind of like that name.
It's a good name. Hugh, Hef, a lot of really good H names out there. Typically when you combine them, you create a kind of goat of the cinematography realm. However, right now we have a GOAT on the Sojourn kind of doing fantastic things. However, it's not enough for the University of Hartford to actually just buckle fully as Orimuru gets healed up. And there's the beat out to kind of crimp on this Rampage. And the Rampage in turn from Trueblade 16, but it does get fully cleansed. Orimuru finds 1 though. Healers traded. Healers traded even more as Cranky goes down to a deflect and Renji has the blade out once again. Trueblade doing everything that he possibly can. It's JQ versus JQ, Genji versus Genji, Renji on the Genji, but Orimuro was able to differ with the melee. Joker's able to kill Trueblade 16, and we have the Genji versus the versus not the Trueblade 16. The beat comes back. This is an incredible fight. Last seconds, they might just want to soft reset a little bit.
This is where I need to see this blade come out. There it is. Finds it, forces the Suzu, sticks onto the Kiriko, but the teleport. Oh my gosh, it's so chaotic, and he falls immediately. Nothing found with the blade. Great play by St. Thomas, just holding it off. But still, numbers advantage for the University of Hartford as they have the respawns right next to this objective. Now Trueblade opting to just run at this Kiriko if he can, but he's too scared to leave the objective. Cranky, though, finds the Tracer. Massive numbers advantage. Orimaru takes out Joker before the Rampage connects with anyone. And Miller unable to make it back to the objective in time as Hartford holds 4.5 minutes on objective 3.
And this was the blow-for-blow match that I was really looking for after that Lijiang kind of clean sweep from the University of Hartford. This seems like UST is coming alive, but the University of Hartford still able to deal with it, prevent them from 3 capping, which would have put them into a rather detrimental position of having to potentially go on to overtime. Instead, University of Hartford says, we end it here, we end it now, win or loss, it's up to their attack. And they did a fantastic job on defense, putting themselves in a beneficial position where they could just hog out on the attack and just try and get through it as best as possible instead of having this other looming overtime effect hanging over their head. It's here, it's now, and the University of Hartford to attack on Eichenwalde to put this away and claim map number 2 against UST. Now, we see Trueblade 16 opting not to start off on the Zarya here for attack, opting to go with the JQ. The JQ mirror has been looking rather clean overall. I think Joker got a little bit more time to warm up on it after the success of the Zarya from Trueblade 16 on Lijiang. Expecting it to work on Eichenwalde, especially as we kind of predicted. I think the aggression from Renji, however, just opened things up a lot more than we expected, and I think the stillness of a Bastion just didn't really fit into the playstyle that University of Hartford was looking for on this particular map. But we see Joker actually coming out on the Zarya here.
I have a question for you. Was Revan playing the Kiriko at the end of third point? I know he started on Baptiste, but I don't know if or when he swapped.
I do in fact believe that they swapped over to the
massive knight.
third point. And huge damage as well walking in here.
Trueblade running it down on this Kiriko, forces a bubble, 1 HP, misses the melee, mistimes it. Trueblade still extremely low, and Revan unable to assist. Gets pushed by the Zarya. Now, Blackout trying to work with Cranky with the shaken being bacon, but no pigs were cooked today as Hartford resets and prepares for the following fight.
Yeah, and impressive effort. They're really sad to see the mistiming on the melee there, because if you just waited half a second later, even some milliseconds later, probably do actually get the melee off onto that Kiriko, finishing them off in time. But sadly, they trade until there's just like no way for the University of Hartford to actually just maintain that defense, especially without Lux healer. Ooh, healing up and supporting this aggression.
Renji,
speaking of it,
Renji just finds the Genji diff right at their fingertips whenever they need. And it's a tough matchup, I gotta say, for Orimaru to try and face the Genji head on. As we've seen throughout this... I was about to say, as we've seen throughout this match, Renji, for some reason I have a feeling he's a Genji main.
Yeah, and I think that the only thing that could defeat a right-handed Genji is probably a left-handed Genji, assuming that's where the name comes from. But University of Hartford making their way again and proceeding as they pop the Kiriko ult, and the beat comes out on the side of UST, but the blade is very large from... but it gets cancelled! Revan with the huge headshot and the great knife pull onto this Lucio. Are they able to capitalize? Orimaru was able to find something in another part of the map, but that sector might not be where it's necessary as the grab comes out and Joker's able to finish off Revan in the back of that grab. Trueblade 16 still alive, but Bubble's still available. They're going to have to stop damaging and letting this Zarya have such high charge, but it might not matter as Trueblade 16 is able to finish off this Zarya potentially. The Genji is back. Able to find Blackout.
Why did he change target? She was so low. Why did he swap shooting the Zarya?
And the Kiriko rush comes out as well, and Cranky's able to find Renji, but I don't know if that's enough. This is a very staggered fight.
Oh, great knife! Beautiful knife. Now Shout still available for Trueblade, and he has the Rampage. Potentially going to use it to just solo kill this Zarya. That's what I would do. Although,
at this point,
it seems like all of their teammates are back. He hits nothing!
Rampage.
Still gets the follow-up with Cranky on the Lucio. Massive kill. Just kill this Zarya. Just kill the Zarya! Just kill the Zarya!
And target focus seems to go awry as the Great White Hope from Russia is not able to be felled, and sadly the Australian is not able to deal with it at all as JQ unable to just find the Zarya for some reason. A lot of target swapping, maybe some nerves coming in here as University of Hartford floundering and swapping over to a different comp here. Zarya is going to be the game plan as well as a sim. Might see a cool TP play out from them, as we do also have the Bastion. Bubble Bastion TP could be very effective as we look for it, and the sim
Stop shooting at deflecting, Genji! Oh, okay. Looking to just eviscerate that Zarya, but doesn't quite find him. Grav Blade comes out. There might, maybe, be time for one last fight for the University of Hartford. As I was gonna say though, I'll save it for the mid game. As we see the University of St. Thomas pushing really far, just going to do everything they can to even deny a recontest. Blackout is going to be their only hope. He's going to get booped. Oh, but he gets the boop first. He gets the touch. Now, Hope is still alive, although it's just Revan and Trueblade, as Hope is dying quite quickly.
It has been years since I said it done a dead red Zarya, and that's what I need in my life. All I need in my life is one red Zarya to be dead, and I would be very happy, and yet they live the entire time. And this is exactly the type of dichotomy you see between the JQ and Zarya comps that are very, very popular these days, is just a basic understanding of like what pace you want to be playing at, and they were able to control, or at the very least have their Zarya live for so long that their high charge was influential in the middle of those fights, and they just kept on living, being able to grab minis, megas, allow for TPs back from their Kiriko, and the University of St. Thomas was able to do a fantastic job of jocking that first point and not even allowing University of Hartford to get one single point off in Eichenwalde. That's a great map pick for UST here, however, it swings back to UHeart's method, I mean by choice, of next map pick, as they are 1-1 going into this. University of Hartford has to make a good map pick here, as they'll probably rack their brains and find something that'll fit and go up against this now two-toned UST. We didn't see Zarya ahead. We only saw JQ. Now we see the Zarya, and it worked really, really well, especially with Renji.
This was the comment I was going to make. After that whole fight where the enemy Zarya just did not die, is something that newer players are taught is don't shoot the tank, right? The reason being, because the saying is like tanks don't die. There are situations where that is extremely true. Let's suppose, the tank is at full HP with all of their cooldowns and has both of their supports alive. That tank will never die. And one extra caveat is that they're in good positioning. That tank will never die. Never. No reason shooting that tank. Alternatively, you have a Zarya that has no bubbles at the tail end of a very chaotic fight. That Zarya should die. I understand there's one of those situations where, like, maybe there's a easier target to kill. I think in this situation, like, a Sojourn showed up, right? The Sojourn is squishier, right? You should be able to kill them. Just kill the Zarya. There were 3 different times, I think, that they started shooting the Zarya and then they swapped off of it. And that meant the Zarya was at 100 charge the entirety of the fight. And I think they used a grab and then nearly built a second one or something. It was ridiculous how much just value the Zarya got, because she never died. And I'm still freaking out about it.
Yeah, and I fully understand that, especially as the coach of this UHeart team. You're already in bot review mode, and it's one of those things that I'm expecting to be written down. I hope that you drill into their heads later. Regardless of how this match goes, sad to see an effort like that go so awry, because there are definitely situations in which you have to go against the coaching, the endemic, the flowchart wisdom, that textbook understanding of Overwatch, and just play the game as it's given to you. And the University of Hartford sadly did not do that on that first point, and like somebody said in chat, Supervader X, we should have won one fight like 5 different times, and you're absolutely right. Very, very difficult to see the University of Hartford just not capitalize on one incredibly easy option and opportunity that kind of kept on rearing its ugly head, and that nail just never fully went down. And the University of Hartford just back to the drawing board here. Don't have a lot of match chat information right now, but I do believe... Oh, wow, we are ready, and we're going to our third map, which is going to be probably Survasa. Very interesting choice of the Flashpoint 2 options. Survasa plays slightly different from New Junk City, but Survasa is going to be very, very good for both the Zarya and the JQ comp. It's really going to come down now to, just like we said earlier on Lijiang, not just the ideation of your comp and understanding it, but the execution of that comp. And with Renji still in, I'm a little stressed right now. The University of Hartford definitely going up and battling some demons here. However, they've shown proficiency when it came to their Lijiang play. Hopefully
I
they're able to get back to that form.
have a question.
Mhm.
Do Renji and Miller have different color icons? Am I seeing things?
No, dude, you're not seeing things. You're not seeing things. Why would you? Why would you? Put it on stream just in case.
It
it's
is
not on
stream. It is on stream. This has to be like an Overwatch 2 versus Overwatch 1 Gladiators thing, right? Hold up, let me
No,
see.
but why would that be an option? It's not the only thing that changed. Apparently, was the hexadecimal color. Why would that be a thing?
Oh, that's what the I found the one.
I just found it
Yeah,
too.
Overwatch Esports. Overwatch League. Los Angeles Gladiators.
Two.
Los Angeles Gladiators 2023. Is there a Boston 2023?
Why? Who fucking codes this game? What's the point?
And why is it that some of these are like LA Gladiators 2023 versus some of these are
2018.
Florida Mayhem 2018 instead of Florida Mayhem 2020 or whenever they made the color swap?
I'm gonna be mailing some items to the Blizzard headquarters later today. Nice letters and whatnot. Cakes. Other items that fit in boxes. Because they're so good at developing games that they make. There's no idiosyncrasies, there's no anachronisms, nor any sort of faults in their games. It's beautiful. Overwatch is beautiful, and every Blizzard game is beautiful, natural and beautiful.
Amen. Amen.
As we do get the going in call from Dusty, our lovely hostess for the night. Thank you so much, Dusty. As we are heading into Survasa, third map here, we're going to be seeing Flashpoint for the first time that me and you have ever casted it. Have you memorized all the names of the points?
Nope. Didn't even know that there were multiple names of the points until earlier today, in which case it was on New Junk City, and the only one I know is Bomb Flats, which I only know because I said the streamer.
Yeah, you have Bomb Flats and Foundry, and I'm glad that everyone in chat has learned 2 names of points for a map that we are not even currently on. The University of Hartford is about to show their comp in a couple seconds, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to go. Beauty had the lucky opportunity to actually try and help them coach on this map with one easy tip that I hope that they continue to follow. And everybody can replicate this at home, when playing Survasa, walking out of spawn, there are 2 paths that you can go, right? There are 2 wolves inside of you. One of the wolves is sitting next to a car. The other one has no car. If you go the no car route, you should be castrated. So I'm hoping, as we see Trueblade 16 on the Junker Clean, we see Joker on the Zarya, I'm hoping that they know that the car is right side, and they go the car way. I'm so happy as University of Hartford makes the first right decision. Let's see if they're able to make the second one, as we're starting off this map, once again, with antithetical comps here.
Lots of similarities, lots of differences. We see the Zarya. Oh, that could be dangerous. We see the Zarya and the Kiriko coming out from St. Thomas, as we have the University of Hartford rocking the clean shout engage as Revan just takes one, Trueblade takes the other with an axe, and now they're gonna be looking for some of these kills if possible. Although, Orimaru. Okay. As I was saying, Hartford opting into the JQ and the Baptiste.
Yeah, and I know that you didn't get to see this perspective. I'm supposed to be watching your Discord, but I took the opportunity to look at Trueblade 16's pre-OV going into that first fight, and once again they missed melees on a 1 HP target, and it's really just Trueblade 16 hit a melee challenge all match here, as we start up another fight, another shout. However, they don't engage off it. It's more to just save Orimaru on the Genji here and holding this good space, and they're already up to 50%. Flashpoint has a faster percent tick. Very, very important to know, as Orimaru was able to find Miller while on the outside. Cranky very low HP on this point. Sean's going to be able to heal him up. Revan is going to be able to heal him up and prevent him from falling. And Zarya just bides their time. And the Zarya come from UST here, taking their time, repositioning, and slowly gaining charge. But they grab him off point here. This could be very, very large. Huge lamp from Revan, however. Negates the grab almost fully, and then Trueblade 16 is able to follow up with a great jagged blade onto this Genji. And that's University of Hartford potentially having this point on lock, as it does flip over and the second point is now unlocked. University of Hartford opting to back out, head back towards, not their spawn actually, sorry, that is the enemy spawn, as they're actually heading towards the correct point, and doing so rather rapidly.
Lots of ultimates online for both parties. Trueblade, though, perhaps looking to get a little fancy with it right now, goes in, finds 2 with it. The sound barrier isn't going to be able to save Hef in time. Monstrous kill. Axe, again, hitting another bubble. Not what you were hoping for, but, you know, they find one. They're going to capture the objective most likely. Man, Miller is giving me Lijiang flashbacks. Let me just say that.
Ooh, and he might not be Fiji gone, however, he doesn't die, and Joker's able to find Ori.
Oh!
Excuse me? A railgun through the skull of Renji Genji as Cranky's able to shake, then bake, finding another, able to do quite a lot of damage with that overclock. That was truly inspirational.
I love watching the University of Hartford.
I love walking Cranky. Honestly, man's like shy. As he's once again providing so much damage. The grab comes down to utterly nothing. Triple H 16 is able to capitalize and just kill Joker, and they have an understanding of Survasa that is quite simply, like, it's geolocated. How are they possibly can do it? Oh, as Hef does take out Cranky, though.
All right.
It's going to force a slight reset, though.
All right, I have a question. If I walked up to Cranky and I said, Ni hao, ni chi fan lama, do you think he would know what I was saying? Because, like, Shy speaks Chinese.
Yeah, no, and I think that you kind of learn Chinese whenever you play Sojourn to a certain level. It just kind of gets downloaded into your body like the Matrix. And I think that Cranky is definitely approaching that level. I think that he's probably at like an elementary, like 5th grade level of speaking Chinese, or specifically Mandarin Chinese. So I hope that as his increase in skill on Sojourn goes up, so will his understanding of Chinese.
I feel like,
oh,
takes him out, clean engagement, looking for the follow-up onto the Cassidy, now shifting over to the Kiriko. Kiriko brought incredibly low, hits a clean deflect headshot back into the Sojourn as Blackout finishes up the kill. Clean 2 100-0 maps for the University of Hartford, as I didn't even mention it, but Joker opts to switch over to the Doomfist, and Renji, having swapped to something, swaps it back to the Genji, as Hef now on the Tracer. I would like
to play as fast as possible.
I would like to take a moment to translate what I said, as well as apologize for my poor pronunciation. I said, hello, have you eaten yet?
And it was pretty clean. I can also say Nishi Bullshit Shigoma, which is hi, how are you? Are you a watermelon? Which is also very helpful Mandarin to me knowing. However, Revan is able to find a kill here onto Renji. Loving seeing backsword. Oh my god, the back line becoming the front line, but Joe just takes it right back.
Oh, they're so low! They're so low!
16 HP and a dream. Oh, a dream that goes fleeting. However, Cranky's able to pick it back up, and he says Martin Luther didn't die for this. And he decides he keeps the high ground. He wants to make sure that this position is held, and the University of Hartford keeps hold of this point rather well, translating over to this other high ground. Just a little bit fearful, but we are down right now, and the University of Hartford hopefully able to get a full regroup before this fight pops off once more.
Oh, this could be dangerous. Cranky getting the great support by Revan. No longer 1982. Great limp there to save Trueblade as well. I love the ability to have that split focus from the University of Hartford. Trueblade.
Clean clicks.
Trueblade contesting the objective. And wait. They didn't
give this man uppies.
They never lost control of the objective. I thought.
No.
I thought.
Not once.
I thought St. Thomas capped.
No, sir. Not here. Not in these parts.
Now,
University parts.
Moving on, coming into this next fight, Hartford does not have a lot of tools to work with. They're going to be close to the blade by Orimaru, but he's going to need to be able to farm it up. Meanwhile, St. Thomas has a lot of tools to work with. They're coming up on both support ults as well as both damage ults. Although, Joker's dead already, and so's Miller. There's the pulse bomb. Revan has the lamp there to save himself, even though he was standing right on top of it. He only took 150 damage. And now, Kiriko, the last pin to fall, is Hartford. Clean victory on Survasa.
He's putting his blade away. He doesn't even need it.
He's putting his blade away. Was that
University of Hartford? Very, very clean Survasa play there.
Was that
the cleanest 3-0 I've seen in a while.
That was 300-0, right?
That was 300-0. I don't think that the University of St. Thomas was actually ever able to hold point at a single single moment.
The headshot.
Look at this. That was beautiful. Yeah,
That's
and
good
these
play.
last second trades to get Shy and Who Are You onto the team really, really influential for the University of Hartford. You think that they would be busy in Toronto, but apparently they're available enough to log back into the server, switch their names, and join the University of Hartford here. Very, very pog of us to make those signings. Good job, coach.
Go team. And I mean, to be fair, they're only playing on a little bit of ping. Like Toronto to Connecticut, it's not that much ping, right?
Yeah, not that much ping. I mean, you have to think about it. They're Middle Coast. Middle Coast is pretty close to East Coast, so.
I have to take a screenshot of something.
Understandable.
I don't know if the stream froze, but screenshot acquired, and that's what matters. All right, now I have a question for you.
Yes.
This is a serious, important question.
Okay, I'll take it seriously.
Is the Zarya Bastion Lucio comp considered cheese?
Wow.
I kind of think yes, right? I'm kind of leaning that way.
I think I'm leaning towards cheese. I think
So,
that I'm coming
I
from
would
a
have to
background
say,
of, like,
hey, Pinocchios, could I get a Zarya Lucio Bastion pizza, please? Nothing else. Just Zarya Lucio Bastion. Maybe some tomato sauce. This is just a friendly reminder that this broadcast is unofficially sponsored by Pinocchio's Pizza. Where's Pinocchio's Pizza, you may ask? Well, it's right in downtown, the heart of Wilton, Connecticut. I ran out of steam mid improv.
I mean, it was impressive improv. I was like.
Did you like that? I saw someone in chat saying something about cheese, and I was like, hold up. What'd they say?
Cheese.
Unorthodox Kane said cheese, Zarya bubbles, and Fire Emblem on one side. And I was like, cheese? Cheese? Wait, what'd they say?
There isn't even any cheese in our house right now. Except for the pizza.
Oh, no.
And
Super. It was Super Hoopla that really gave the idea. It was I'm gonna add a little bit to it, but he was like, I'd like a number 16, the True Blade. Toppings are cheese, Zarya bubbles, and I'm running out of jokes. I just kept reading what he typed.
That's actually really good. I think that chatter might be slightly funnier than you, but they also ran out of jokes, which is understandable.
I don't run out of jokes.
I feel like it was more like a well-crafted, like handcrafted pizza. I was gonna say joke.
Pizza.
Hate
Now,
that.
remember how earlier I blessed chat with a rendition of a cat singing, but it was me instead of a cat. And
Well, it specifically was a Smurf cat. A blue Smurf cat?
No, Blue Smurf cat is something. It's a different meme. The Avicii song meme is just a different cat.
Oh, different cat.
Different cat. Don't forget it. Would you like to be serenaded with another song, but this time it's about pizza?
Actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah, go for it. It's on theme for today.
This song is originally crafted by I don't know. The original of the song is called "Complicated" by, I want to say it's like Sarah something, like Sarah Bareilles. I don't know if that's actually who wrote it. But the rendition that I am apparently no longer going to perform because they're going into the next map.
Oh, is the Weird Al Yankovic one?
Yes, Constipated.
Oh.
Where it goes, pizza party at your house. I went just to check it out. 19 extra larges, what a shame. No one came, just us eating all alone. You said, take the pizza home. No sense letting all this go to waste. So then I faced pizza all day and every day. This cheese around the clock is getting me blocked. And I sure don't care for irregularity. Tell me, why'd you have to go and make me so constipated? Alright, so anyways, getting into the action, we have everyone's favorites, University of Hartford, University of St. Thomas, coming into Esperança. Any words for this map?
Yitty.
What was that? Yitty?
Yitty. That's my word for the map.
I'm really curious. Again, this is a similar situation that we see St. Thomas playing that they attempted to run on Lijiang. Of course, they didn't find much success, but there's a massive objective difference between push versus control. Joker and Renji are going to be able to be so much more disruptive on the Wrecking Ball and on the Pharah.
Yeah, I was about to say that the Wrecking Ball Pharah might not lend itself to controlling this point as well, but when you think about it, the ball actually has a very good ability to just jump backlines, prevent people from pushing, and having the backline rather easily push with one person the cart over and over again instead of there being one singular location to hold down. And I think that's exactly what just happened is Joker goes into the backline, is able to just easily pick off Revan. And this fleeting effort onto this carry that still has TP and still is able to get out while 2 other people still die. 3 now, as Triple Eight 16 is the only one left, swinging their axe around, not able to do much and simply stands still and dies.
Couple swaps coming out from Hartford. We see Revan switching over to the Kiriko and Cranky on the Echo, as well as Blackout giving the Echo a friendly Mercy Pocket.
Yeah, it's probably going to be very helpful, especially when it comes to the Pharah with the Mercy Pocket. That's a right-click E if I've ever seen one.
The biggest things I'm looking forward to seeing are how Trueblade plays with the new composition on his back. Right, he doesn't have that Baptiste. Doesn't have that same Baptiste level of care, as well as no Lucio. So
no Suzu either.
no Suzu either. But
look up, you can still see it going towards the moon.
But it doesn't matter to Trueblade as he just runs down and kills people. As Cranky finds the Pharah, and Orimiru gonna start pushing this payload forward.
I'm just thinking about making memes out of that Suzu.
Plenty of memes are possible.
Really bad. Sean is my friend. But we do get back in here as University of Hartford making their progress towards this point and already up to almost 30 guaranteed meters without any presence of the University of St. Thomas. The ball going into the backline but not contesting point. That's going to be the Tracer. Tracer's easily pushed off. However, still contested, and Renji is able to easily find Blackout. And now with no pocket for the Echo goes down almost immediately. Combined efforts between the Echo and the ball here, able to find so much value. Orimer was able to get one easy pick onto this Tracer.
He's going for it. And that's a massive ult, though. This is possible. It is still possible. He finds one.
Finds the Mercy.
Oh. Yeah, remember when I said it was possible? Alright, so anyways. Do you ever get that feeling of deja vu? Orimer is asking Twitch chat, post your comments. Do you ever get that feeling of deja vu? I personally, maybe once or twice in my life, but not too much. Cranky.
I get it rather often.
Looking to go on the flank with the duplicate. Lots of ultimates online for both parties as we're looking at 2 coming up on 3 ults for both sides.
Oh, and Renji's able to find another pick onto Blackout.
That's a massive kill, though.
Equalize it.
Both teams lose the Mercy. Copy comes out looking for the Tracer, as well as another Copy looking for the Tracer. Cranky.
Who's the better Copy Tracer?
Taking this mirror. Both parties just doing what they can. Oh, but he falls before he can make anything happen. Suzu clears the pulse bomb. This is just kind of nuts.
Yeah, I'm surprised the University of Hartford still has the presence of mind to actually stay on this point. The Valk does come out and is helping out quite a bit, especially with his damage boost. All 4 members damage boosted by this Mercy could be incredibly influential. The ball is back and is probably going to be able to stall quite a bit. The University of Hartford still just making their way forward. Misses an easy Jagged Blade onto the ball. The ball's just going to be able to walk away.
Oh, but he's one shot!
Oh, wait, unless...
Why on earth did he double back like that?
No,
Pulse bomb comes out.
Hartford capitalizes.
And that was a great capitalization. And now they're just looking to run at them. And, well, I don't really know what they can do other than run away.
Yeah, UST is just going to have to take a major step back here. It's important to ask, however, because this caster doesn't know. So Cranky gets another kill onto Miller. They do not have forward spawns here. So this could be very large for the University of Hartford, not only gaining lead, but forward spawns in this fight. However, there's a little bit of contention coming on. The ball is able to get onto the point, prevent an easy cap, and even forward spawns. The University of Hartford blowing up this ball like it's their day job. 1 HP, and Joker finally goes down. This is a very low Kiriko, and even lower True Blade 16. However, they're able to get healed up. Cranky able to find Renji, and that's up 2 for the University of Hartford. Tracer, no recall, and that's going to be point, and that's going to be forward spawns as well for the University of Hartford.
Now we see Tracer Kiriko looking to put some pressure on this off angle. Kiriko, as we know, can be a dominant threat as long as the rest of his team is playing with the knowledge of like, hey, your Kiriko isn't playing with you. Your Kiriko can just run around and do whatever they want. And that can be really scary if you're someone like Hef or Aligo, just, you know, minding your own business and you find yourself getting headshot. Oh, speaking of getting a headshot, oh my, Miller falls immediately. And, well, Revan just showing off why he likes to play Kiriko as he's finding double headshots onto Zarya's. What the heck, man? And that's...
Nat 20s.
What are we watching? What are we watching? Why don't we just one-trick Kiriko?
Headshots to hit. You need to stop wasting them.
This is fun. This is fun to watch.
Incredibly, Pog, especially as a UHart caster myself. The University of Hartford finding their way almost around this last corner. A grab does come out. Incredibly large, but it does not matter. TrueBlade 16 is able to find Hef.
What are we seeing? What are these headshots?
It's magnetic. Somebody check him PC. Check him PC.
Rush comes out. Suzu's himself just looking to erase Zarya before she puts any trouble, and now just throwing out headshots. Doesn't matter how far away they are. He just says, "Hey, catch," and then they say, "Okay."
Yeah, there's another team just deciding to walk into the line of fire of Revan over and over again. But not even so. Revan just doing a fantastic job of placing the crosshair where their head is and doing damage. It's incredible. Oh, but Renji is able to find Orochimaru. As much as that might be an influential kill for this fight, the overall flow of this game is still on the side of University of Hartford. Not only do they have forward spawns, they have a huge advantage of 51 meters to 129. The University of Hartford's in such a large lead here with only 3 minutes left. What is UST going to be able to do? They make some swaps, but what is that really going to be able to do? They swap from the Zarya over to the Doomfist. That just seems like a fleeting effort, a last-ditch effort to try and regain control over this map.
Now, I've got to say, there are some ultimates online, right? There is still a very real possibility that St. Thomas can make a big comeback here. They have Genji Blade. Hartford doesn't have a real answer for that. Well, Beat Blade comes out, looking to make just a slice and dice on the tank, but the peel is coming out, and TrueBlade just lives through it.
Oh, cross map shuriken, but the Genji also goes down, but that's a tank for a DPS, and that's very, very different as Joker's able to help out with the backline, cleaning out the entire support cast.
Why?
Torimaru decides to invest in ultimate, one of their only ultimates.
Maybe he's switching?
We would hope so, as we also see a swap over to the Winston for TrueBlade 16 doing their best Eddie cosplay.
Winston feels weird. I don't hate it, but it feels weird. I'm curious to see how this plays out, right?
Yeah. They could be cooking.
And something that they can also, you know, realize is the whole reason they selected... Wow, they're 1 HP already. Both parties are. Instantly kills 2, though. And now Kiriko Duplicate comes out as he tries to heal the enemy Doomfist. Doesn't find much value, though, because for some reason the game won't let you heal your opponents. Wait. Oh, tactical reset coming out by Joker. As I was going to say, though, the original intent for Cranky switching to Echo and Blackout switching to Mercy was to try and handle the enemy Echo. Because that's just been their team's go-to option for enemy flyers, right? Put Cranky on a flyer and he'll handle it. They don't have flyers anymore. Wow, Doomfist almost got erased. But they don't have flyers anymore. So there isn't that need to stay on these heroes. Should they find a window to where they think they should, they could just swap if they want. That being said, I think the Echo is still a very fine option. If they make it work, you know, more power to them.
However, Hef is able to find one, and Renji is able to find out on TrueBlade 16 as well. And that's the University of Hartford going down here. However, they were able to push the cart back, and with 30 seconds left, this is now one fight territory for a victory for the University of Hartford, and 66 more meters for them to have to be able to push on UST's side just to be able to actually, you know, win the game. So, University of Hartford sitting kind of pretty here, 2 ultimates online compared to the 1 guaranteed on the side of UST, but they also have a blade in the midst. they can make this fight last long enough not to have that blade activate. That could be huge, but there's the beat out. University of Hartford, the Winston Primal.
Looking for the mechanics. Looking for the mechanics. Opts to just zone them away, which is honestly totally valid. Lucio, though, 1 HP, going for the kill. Can't quite find it. Miraculously picks him apart, though. And it seems like the blade by Renchi is going to be enough to put this one away. Is Blackout just going to do his best to die on the objective? Finds one for his troubles. Hef gets hit by the Hurricane. Katrina. Blackout going back to the spawn room. Doesn't matter. Junker Queen, Genji, Sojourn. The swaps are coming out. And here we are. Back onto the comfort. Back on what feels right. Final fight territory.
And the University of Hartford didn't have any ultimates. They just kind of reset their economy back to 0, and they swap back over to the neutral comp that's going to work. And that's a neutral comp that's absolutely working. True Blade 16 with the help of Orimaru is able to finish off that Miller. That Lucio going down is so influential as Joker goes down too. And that looks like it's going to be it. The University of Hartford finishing off 3-1 for their first match of the NACE season against UST. An impressive finish on Esperança.
That was... It's like they were reading my mind. Right? As soon as I said, like, not as soon as, maybe like a fight or two after I said, like, I don't like these comps. They make that same recognition that I make, and they switch. They go right back to the comfort. And, I mean, as you said, they just won the neutral fight completely cleanly. Just because that's what they know how to run. And, boy, did they run it.
And they ran it incredibly well. The University of Hartford just quite simply doing a better job today. Very, very swag effort overall. And I'm very, very proud to see in our first game of the season, finishing off a pretty good slobber knocker. Not just one where they fell over, the enemy team fell over, or the University of Hartford fell over. Instead, Hartford was able to put up a good match, strong effort against pretty well-defined opponents. And we won today. And I'm very, very excited to see for the rest of the season whether the University of Hartford's able to keep that up against stronger and better teams. But so far today, a dub is a dub. And this is a clean dub at that. So hats off to the University of Hartford. An impressive overall performance and great execution.
Great execution indeed. It was really well done. There was a little bit of difficulty they ran into. As soon as the Renji Genji showed up for map 2, clearly ran into some difficulty. The attack, they just ran out of steam. I think realistically, that we both know they certainly should have won that first point attack. No question about it. They had the massive advantage, and had they simply won that fight, I think the rest of the map would have played out pretty reasonably based on how the rest of the match as a whole went. But realistically, that one fight they invested into so heavily, and they just didn't have enough time to build back an economy to push again and to re-win that control and win that round.
Yeah, and overall, I mean, I think, and I'll get your opinion on this as well, but I think that despite that Eichenwalde match, I do think that my player of the match today is probably going to be going to Orimaru. I think the Genji performance was rather impressive, especially going up against a player like Renji. The necessity between those two to try and diff each other, fight each other for space, control, and be able to actually present themselves as the better Genji was very, very large. So for me, the player of the match, especially after that Survasa play of the game, that flow was incredible. When we saw him on Survasa, when we saw him on the Bastion when it came to Lijiang, and then of course his incredible performance on Genji when it came to this last map, Esperança, really did put a clinic on for Genji and went up against a great opponent and still managed to supersede that. I think that's just an impressive stance for Orimaru, i.e. Joe, who is definitely getting my bid for player of the match today.
Yeah, I think Joe put up a pretty good performance. And something his team clearly, or either is his team asking or him suggesting, is they had him switch over to the Tracer during Esperança, which is not something we've really seen him playing too much recently. Opting more to, play the Genji, play the Bastion, play the Mei. So seeing him pull that Genji, or pull that Tracer back out of his pocket, it was good to see. It's something, he's played plenty of time, and he has that comfortability, and he got a lot of value on it. 1 or 2 plays, throwing a pulse bomb in a completely lost fight. That's Joe,
Hey, everybody, Nene, Nene Grav.
Nene Grav,
Sometimes you throw
Joe Pulse Bomb. Everybody has their favorite topping.
They're the same.
Speaking
Those
of
are
toppings, Pinocchio's Pizza. Have you ever heard?
Fuck.
Gosh, that was like a really awful scuffed transition.
Segue.
Well, transition, segue, same thing.
Sigu.
Sigu, but it sounds like yeah.
And we do seem to have an interview target here today, which also happens to be my personal player of the match. Actually, I didn't hear who were you giving the same same player of the match for today?
Yeah. I'm down for it.
Awesome. So then a unified player of the match today is going to be Orimoru Joe, who I believe is getting set up currently on the streaming PC at the UHeart Dome. Hopefully we can see that beautiful face in a couple seconds, perhaps. High quality camera on a very, very expensive streaming PC with 3 4K monitors. Maybe we turn the camera on?
Oh, I know why.
Maybe
it's not plugged
we figure
in?
out how to use technology? Maybe ahaha.
So what, should I go back to singing Constipated?
2:30:90, please God, turn on the camera right now. Please, now. Like now.
Chat, Peter doesn't want me to go back to singing Constipated.
Chat doesn't want it to happen.
I don't know. You're probably right. Let's be real.
But hopefully we're able to get the interview target actually in for the interview. As me and you probably come up with some questions. We'll probably have 90 seconds of delay worth anyway. So chat, if you are currently in Twitch chat, please send questions that you have for Orimoru, who played the Genji, one of our DPS players, our flex DPS player from the University of Hartford. If you have any questions, send them in the chat. We'd love some chat interaction if possible. But besides that, give it some opportunity for Eric Culver to be able to come up with some questions, as well as myself, as I just continue to ramble, think about options to ask one of the very impressive UHeart members today some scathing questions about their performance today. If we can get a camera turned on, which would be Pog if we could.
It'd be so Pog.
It would be Pog. I mean, I love a picture of Derek. I'm a huge Derek fan. Got Derek fan accounts made on every social, you know, on Weibo and Tumblr.
Vivo too.
Those are the only. And Bebo, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, Vivo, yeah, like
Vivo,
my YouTube
yeah.
Vivo channel.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Those are all the social networks, right? You have Tumblr, Bebo, Weibo, Vivo.
Bumble.
Bumble, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Really good.
Almost missed that one.
Actually, my favorite social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Pokemon Go. Also fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, Marvel Snap.
Yeah. FarmersOnly.com.
Wait, there's one more. Pinocchio
JJ?
Pizza.
Fuck, kill me.
Have you ever gone to the Pinocchio Pizza app? All right, but real talk. Where's our interview at?
Yeah, but like, where's our interview at? I can run bits all day. You ever heard the one about the bag full of spaghetti?
They left the call.
Right.
All right. All right, chat. How are we doing today? You know, Orimoru, that is a fantastic. Orimoru, Super Vader _X. That's a great question.
Can't wait to ask it.
Can't wait.
Get Triple 16 in here.
I cannot wait.
Beat him with a stick.
I'm so looking forward to getting to ask him a question.
Dude,
Let me.
could've-
Drag me. I'm in general. Hold up. Dragging. Yo.
Drag him.
Hello.
Camera?
Hello. Do you have a camera?
I have a camera. I'm walking.
Hold up.
Solar. Oh, phone
Yo.
cam. You know, we take these interviews.
Phone cam, bro.
We get what we get. Everyone, introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah, everyone introduce yourself.
Whoa, no. This is an interview for Joe. Joe's the only one that got player of the match. Okay, never mind. He can introduce himself. Who is that?
Who's that?
Oh my god, hello. What are you doing later? What's up? Zam.
What's up, shawty?
Zam. Me? Who are you?
Let's get this
There's
interview.
a whole interview. Hey, so Joe, if you want to take the phone back, please take the phone back.
Go for it, Mr. Quinn.
So I want to start off this interview by saying congratulations, you won our player of the match for today. You did a fantastic job on the Genji. It was really impressive to see, especially for that Survasa performance. So tell me, what was going through your mind when you were hitting that blade on the second or third point of Survasa, where you got the play of the game and you hit a reflect headshot from a Sojourn rail right into the Sojourn's body, or right into the Sojourn's head? What was that like? How were you feeling in the moment? Why did the Genji work so well on Survasa?
So, a few things happened. First of all, I'm not that good at Genji, honestly. But
Modest.
you know, still Genji dip that guy. We out there.
All right.
But
The name diff though, the Renchi Genji was really fun to watch.
yeah, it really was. Holy shit.
Renchi
That guy was,
Genji, Orimuru Genji, Renji Genji. I don't know.
Yeah, it was. He's a bit good nature. He's something else. But as for that blade on second point, I think Survasa, it was just like kind of coordinated as a team. Kind of. I kind of got split for unnatural reasons because I like to do that a lot, and
That's on VOD.
and then so it's all about like the Necros teaching you how to play Genji when you're bronze Genji, right? When you do blades, you gotta do your fundamentals, like your slash dashes, but also looking at the supports. Right? Look at the support side. First thing I saw on my screen was a low HP Lucio, pop that blade, swing, go on the next target. C-cast, swing twice because he got Suzu'd, kill him, go on the next target, Kiriko. And then as for that fucking Shojin headshot, I had no idea. I realized.
What you at, bro?
What?
What you at, bro?
Understandable. I'm gonna throw it over to Adam for the next question.
Well, next question coming from chat. Perhaps you remember Eichenwalde. Your attack, not the hottest, right? It felt like you guys went in and you invested a lot, and there was one fight that drew out for like a minute and a half. And this question coming in from SuperVader_X in chat is simply, why did the Zarya not die? We as commentators, we kept saying like, just keep shooting the Zarya. She's 1 HP. She's at full charge. Just kill her. And then the target focus kept switching. So just talk to us. What was going through the minds of you Heart Overwatch?
I think we were all just very panicked and kind of a little scooter brained, because like it's really hard, It's our first match of the season, and we're all panicking. Everyone's like overcoming and shit like that. But it's fine. As for the Zarya not dying, I'm guessing you're referencing to that when I was stuck in that Graviton Surge.
We were talking about like 2 straight minutes of the Zarya.
Yeah, we were spectating Mr. Trueblade 16 on the Junker Queen at the time.
But well, I don't know why she died. It's okay,
coordination. Just blame the teammates.
It's
not my fault. Come on.
It's not your fault. You got player of the match.
I'm player of the match. Hell yeah.
Okay, well, I have another question from chat, and then a final question, I'm assuming. Actually, I have a final question, then it'll go back over to Eric Culver for the actual final question. This one's from Super Vader as well, who asked, what is your favorite BM thing to do in Overwatch?
Say that again?
What is your favorite BM thing or BM bad manners activity to do in Overwatch?
All chat. That's all I have to say. All chat is all I have to say.
Oh, chat.
You know Hottie, that guy from London Spitfire. Yeah, I do that kind of shit in comp,
Yeah, we've hit the all chat every once in a while.
Respectable.
Too pristine for me,
All right, well then that's my last question. All the chat questions from chat as well, and we'll head over to Eric Culver for the final question of every interview that we ever do. Go for it.
All right, Mr. Orimuro, here's the question. Maybe you know what's coming, but I have to ask anyways. What's next? You got anything going on this weekend? What's coming up next week? What are the team's goals for the coming months? Talk to us. Fill us in.
So, Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not really about winning. It's about the Hawk's Nest afterwards,
Amen.
Chase better,
Of course. What's your order at Hawk's Nest?
I didn't order yet. I gotta do that.
No, what is like when you go to Hoxus, what's your like go-to order?
Oh, I'm being real, bro. I know the last thing I had was like a burger. I think it's burger,
It's quality. It's high quality from Hoxus.
Yeah, it is.
Me personally, I always go with the chicken quesadilla, but I understand people go different ways. But
I
just want to give you some options for tonight, man.
Back in my day, my go-to is the the veggie rolls, spring rolls.
Veggie rolls.
They had spring rolls. They would serve 4 like full size spring rolls,
like thick ones too.
like
Like long and thick.
like thick, and
Arlo size.
they were.
You can keep on speaking. You could have just you can keep on speaking.
All right, Joe. Thanks for this interview. We're gonna have to wrap it up here. I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyers, maybe check out my agent, see if I have any other possible gigs that I can sign up for, because nobody wants something Arlo sized on Pinocchio's Pizza. One more time, thanks for coming back. You always know what's going on. Pinocchio's Pizza, best pizza in town. If you ever find yourself in Wilton, Connecticut, Pinocchio's Pizza.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for the interview,
Pinocchios.
guys. I really appreciate it.
Leave, Joe. Leave. You have to leave.
I'm trying to leave.
You just press the button. All right. Well, thank you everybody to coming to the University of Hartford first match of this NACE season. Thank you so much for watching us casters, humble casters, bring it to you live on the UHart Esports channel. Expect another cast like this every single typical Tuesday. However, today on Thursday, just because of the switch up with the match date and timing. So expect them 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesdays from now on. Join the Discord if you want. The University of Hartford Esports Discord. I don't think there's actually any problem with anybody joining. If you want to know scheduling and info like that, you can go ahead and join that. And once again, big shout out to Pinocchio's Pizza, a very real unofficial sponsor of this, cast, I guess.
Exactly. And one last thing, shout out to Twitch. Make sure, assuming you have a Twitch account, if you don't, you should make one. Hit the follow button, hit the bell icon. That way, anytime we go live casting Overwatch games or, another club esports program at Hartford goes live, whether it's the Rocket League, whether it's Super Smash Bros., whether it's this rumored CS2 team that's coming out. Ooh. You'll never miss one because you'll hit the bell icon, you'll get notifications every time this channel goes live, and you'll get to watch some banging content from your favorite college esports athletes. Once again, thank you all so much for the support, and have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.